Hey, you magical being, welcome back if you're coming back. And if this is your first time, halala, welcome. Today is episode 14, titled Power of the Doodle, which elevates that noodle. And I guess I'm going to just be showcasing some of my pieces of art and creation and sharing some of the really profound and beneficial things that doodling offer. So yes, listing some of those benefits. I've got some incense burning. If you see the magic of smoke coming past, that's exactly what it is, just to help cleanse my space and just help me ground a little bit. So yes, doodling. So doodling has been a part of my world and my life since I was a little girl. And I always connected with it because I found it was just so healing and therapeutic and really helped me get out of all the thoughts that I was thinking and just make me be so present in the here now moment. And I remember how I first got into doodling by doodling on my pencil box back in the good old late 80s, early 90s. We all had pencil cases. I think it was called a space case, if anyone knows what that is. We had space cases and we could like personalize the cover and draw on it and do whatever we wanted to. And I used to do these fabulous doodles, and it was usually with the boy's name that I had a fancy with, or who I fancied at that particular time. And fast forward 20 years later, here I am creating what I feel are the most gorgeous and magical pieces of art. And I just love how forgiving they are. I love how whimsical and playful and therapeutic they are. And sometimes, we always start off, and what's great about a doodle is you can literally just start off somewhere, and by the end or the completion of it, you stand back and you're like, wow, I can't believe I actually created this, because you're creating it in almost bite-sized chunks, if I can use that term to, I guess, describe doodling, where as opposed to creating a masterpiece of art, if you have to create a landscape or something obviously less abstract, it can be quite overwhelming, because the nose doesn't look quite symmetrical to the eyes, and the lips are maybe bigger or smaller, and the shoulders up or down, and the fingers of the hands, if anyone's ever drawn hands and fingers, you know how challenging just that little aspect can be. So for me, doodling is just so playful and childlike and so powerful. And I guess today's session is really about, what's the right word to use? I guess sharing my pieces, like I've already shared with you, but championing, that's the word I'm trying to get, championing doodles. And I'm so excited because I have almost, it's literally, I just need to do a few more tweaks and twerks, but it's 99.9% there. I've created a beautiful doodling journal, which I'm so proud of and I'm so excited about. And I will definitely be sharing more about that when the time has formally arisen. So yes, perhaps in a month's time, I'll be communicating that. But I guess this book was created with the intention to get us off our phones and invoke pen in hand and take to the doodle world. So I will definitely be sharing more on that as the upcoming weeks and month progress. But for now, I want to just maybe share a couple of my pieces with you, just to whet the appetite, perhaps get the mouth salivating, and just making you realize how you too can create these wondrous and playful pieces of art. And it's just such a great way to, I just play and have some fun with yourself. You know what I mean? So, I mean, this is one of the pieces I created. It says be free, if you can see that. And you start off with the words, and then from the words, things just grow and materialize and bloom and blossom. And before you know it, you've kind of created this thing over here and maybe added a pop of something whimsical over there and created something different. And what I guess I'd like to share with you about doodling is it's such an intuitive and emotional thing to do. I know it looks like you're just scribbling and just drawing shapes and stuff, but if you allow the process to just reveal itself to you without any judgment or preconceived expectations or notions of what it should be or what it shouldn't be, then you'd be amazed at how many magical pieces you can actually create. So that was just one of the wondrous pieces that I've created. And then I have little things like this. I actually have affectionately grown quite attached to these little guys that I create. And you can check out some of my posts on the channel. And I call these guys monsters. They are everything in my world. I have created not only doodles with them, but I've created these magical and huge pieces of art with vibrant, bold, powerful, unapologetic colors, which I really speak to who I am at the center and core of my being and what I'm here to share and who I'm here to be in this world. For so long, I was always, I guess, told that my ideas were either too bold, too bright, too excessive, too much. I always had to be quieter. I can be a lot. I can. And I have actually come to embrace that because I feel that there's real magic in that when everything's becoming automated and everything can be so cookie cutter and somewhat dull. I feel that I'm here just to add a spice to life and just add my unique shade of color and hue of magic. So yes, I love my monsters. I think they are fabulous. I have just another little one here. I mean, look at that little thing. Oh, they're so cute. They are definitely gorgeous. And if they resonate with you in any shape, way, or form, you must definitely go to the link in my bio, and I've actually got a link there where it takes you to a art mesure, and on art mesure I have all my pieces of art available, and yeah, I'm just so proud of them. I really am. I know they're not for everyone, respect, but I think they're for a select few who I guess either see the magic in it or and just connect with it in some way. They are very emotive and they are just, yeah, very gorgeous. So I'm just paging through a couple more here. I also have tons of pieces that aren't so great, you know what I mean? Like, you know, sometimes you just doodle like that, not award winning. It's like, but it's okay, you know, like allow yourself to just play and do and be and use different colors and yeah, just let the colors guide you, let the shapes assist you and fuel something in you. So let's talk about some of those benefits of doodling, the humble doodle, so to speak. So believe it or not, doodling has some profound impacts, not only on the brain and the cognition or the cognitive neuroplasticity of your brain, but it also has huge benefits on the physiology of the body and assisting in reducing stress levels and connecting one to your emotions. So those are just some of the ones. And because I'm still a newbie or a noob, as my kids keep telling me on YouTube, I still have my crib note here off to the side. So whenever you see my eyes flicker there, I'm just going to refer back to my notes and just to pay homage and make sure that the doodle is really seen as something beneficial for both body, mind, and soul, I thought it would be best for me just to write all my thoughts down here. So some of the benefits is around boosting focus and concentration, because you're so focused and you're allowing the lines and the fluidity just to like envelop you, so to speak. And you're so focused on the task at hand. In fact, hours can pass, minutes can pass, and before you know it, I am inside the doodle, quite literally. So it's great for boosting your focus and concentration. And I think in today's day and age, where we are so preoccupied and disconnected from ourselves because we're constantly scrolling or distracting ourselves in some shape, way, or form, the doodle is definitely a really, really powerful little tool that I have available within my world. So excited because I just bought all these pens that I'm going to be using soon, and I haven't doodled in a while, so hence the reason for this little episode as well. And some of the other benefits, it's great for the memory, and it's really, really phenomenal in elevating your creativity levels. So it assists in fostering new ideas in a really unapologetic way without any real formal structure. So it's very forgiving and there's no judgment, so you overcome those creative blocks that you're like, I need to draw a human face. Well, just try, and then if it doesn't work out, it's great, because then you can just create shapes around that face, and who knows, it could be transformed into something just so magical. It also helps relieve stress, and it aids elevate and enhance your mood. So it's a really safe emotional outlet for not only the mental mind, but for the body at a cellular level. So it helps release pressure, and it helps you get into a calmer state of being. And just because you're so focused on what you're doing in a easy, natural way, it really fosters and aids facilitate that stress reduction. It aids elevate problem solving skills and cognitive function. So it's great for the brain and forming new neural network pathways in the brain, and gets them firing and wiring in different places and spaces, because you are literally creating and moving in different ways that the brain ordinarily wouldn't move or kind of think of going. And it stimulates and activates visual, auditory, and kinesthetic modalities and learning. So what do I mean by that? So we all learn in different ways. Some of us are auditory learners, meaning we take information and data through the ears and what we hear. So these are people that usually say, oh, I heard that my teacher said, or I heard my mom, or I heard. Those are the people that are usually using auditory. Then you get the people that are visual learners, and they learn through what they see, through their eyes. And they're also very imaginative in the sense that they see pictures within their imagination. So lots of visual images start coming into their world. And they tend to be faster speakers as well, where auditory learners tend to be people who speak a little slower because they're taking in the information through what they hear. They need to be mindful of what they're hearing, where people that are seeing stuff, they're taking in information a lot faster. So based on the speed and the tone of this video, you can maybe sense that I am more of a visual learner than I am an auditory learner. And then you get kinesthetic learners, which are people who really tap into feeling things, like I felt this, or they feel things viscerally, especially through emotions within the body. So it doesn't mean that you have one and not the others. It just means that there's one that's usually more dominant, and then the others are lagging behind a little bit more. And of course, we are all divinely unique beings and creatures and humans, and we all have different percentages oscillating and going up and down as and when we need it. And this changes over your life cycle, changes over your age, and of course you adapt and adjust as and when you need to as well, based on the experience and the situation that you're in. But doodling really helps foster and tap into all of those types of learning styles. So even though you're drawing, it's doing stuff within the brain that is stimulating the visual receptors, the auditory receptors, and the emotional receptors. So it's a really powerful tool for learning and elevating all of the parts in the brain that are responsible for taking in data and information. Another one I've got here, and the final one that I want to share with you, because this video is already going on to 16 minutes, is it provides significant emotional benefits by acting as a form of self-expression, promotes rational and mindfulness, and aids regulates mood. So it's kind of, I've already tapped into some of this, but you know, we always think that meditation comes in the form of us sitting in lotus position, chanting Om, or doing these deep, intense breath works that help regulate our nervous system. And those things are awesome. And I have those tools in my toolkit as well. And I use them when relevant and when I feel called to and needed to. But Doodle is, and please don't underestimate how powerful doodling can be as a tool to add into your mindfulness practice. It's an active form of meditation, and I think it was episode 4. I'm not quite sure, can't recall exactly as these episodes start to progress. I am losing touch with which episode went with what, but I do have an episode titled Meditate to Liberate, and I tap more on the benefits specifically of meditation and what types of meditation there is and available, and how I got into the space of meditation. And I don't even think in that particular episode I even make reference to doodling, because there are so many different shapes, ways, and forms of meditating, so to speak. But doodling is definitely up there as a mindfulness practice, and it is a very meditative practice. So I hope that I have whet the taste buds and ignited some form of curiosity for all things doodle. And I hope that you take pen to paper and Koki to paper, whatever floats your boat. And I guess, yes, get going and creating some magical pieces of art. They don't have to be grand and great. You know, this is just some watercolor with a white marker and just a touch of doodle. You know, they don't have to be very detailed. In fact, I did all the seasons here. They're no Picassos, guys. It's really simple stuff. Summertime. This is springtime for me. Autumn time. So whatever inspires you and gets you to flow and just create some wonderful pieces of art, I would highly just recommend that you really do that. And I would love to hear more about it, so drop it in the comments. I'm not sure if you can attach photos and all those magical things in the comments, but I will be making another episode on the power of the doodle when I introduce and showcase this wonderful book that I'm about to launch. And I'll be sharing other social media links and platforms for you to maybe connect through. And then there will definitely be an opportunity for you to share your works there. See, guys, just plants. Who would have thought I would be drawing cactuses? Nothing fancy. You know what I mean? Nothing fancy. And sometimes I use pencils. So I would definitely recommend you try your hand different mediums, pencils, Kokies, black ink markers, because they will definitely make you feel something different. Different colors will invoke different things and aspects within you. And yeah, it's all part of the learning and experiential process. And if we're not here on this magnificent, glorious, and beautiful planet to learn and explore and engage and create, then I'm not quite sure why else we are here. So, in the spirit of all things being created and fostered through the power of our imagination and creative essence and being, I would just like to say thank you so much for your time and your energy. If you're still here, 20 minutes into this video, I see you, I honor you, and there definitely has to be some form of resonance between your magic and my magic. So I would like to honor that. And yes, I trust that this has inspired something inside you. And I trust that you will continue to sow those seeds, allow the energy to flow and move within you, outside of you, and all around you as you continue to grow and glow. Until episode 15, which is tomorrow or the next recording, I will just like to wish you just the best for the rest of the day. Stay magical, keep shining your unique essence and magical light. And until then, peace out. Stay wonderful.